Hey guys, and welcome to Ontario, Oregon. We are in American Truck Simulator, and we just picked up our last load of traits we are going to deliver for this event. It is November 13th, so it's time to put the Halloween decorations away and start gearing up for Thanksgiving. I do have my loads done, so I'll show you the rewards quick for the event. It's a little eyeball over there. It's like eyeball compass. This hanging cat for the rear view mirror, I guess you would say. But the coolest thing are these new horns right here. Let's go ahead and blow them. So that's pretty cool, right? Alright, let's get this fired up. Like I said, we are in Ontario, Oregon, and I just picked up a load to Grand Junction, Colorado. Grand Junction sits on the western edge of Colorado. It's still mountainous, but it's very deserty over there. It's much warmer than up closer to Rocky Mountain National Park and areas like that. Oh, didn't see you, sorry. You're gonna hit me? I thought they were gonna run right into me. Okay, here we go. Let's head out. Let's see, I think we're going to need to rest soon, but we'll push it as far as we can here. 650 miles to go until we get to Colorado. Well, at least Grand Junction, Colorado. Alright, those guys should not be going this way, but you know, they could be. Take a right here, get on the interstate. .30 in the afternoon here in Oregon. I think we'll be able to get over if they're nice enough to let us. There we go. Oh, right here. Welcome to Idaho. So I'd originally planned on, making some ATS videos later once Louisiana drops, which I would think will be in the next few weeks. So then I'll be, once Louisiana comes out, which I still think will probably be, I was thinking the end of November, but now I'm leaning towards maybe the beginning of December. I can't see them waiting till any longer than that, but maybe. Once Louisiana drops, then we'll be doing some cruising Louisiana videos. I don't know if we'll do every city like I did for the Iowa DLC or not. It's kind of how my channel got its start. I didn't set my channel up for ATS videos. Like, I planned for them to be a part of it. It just happened that Iowa released at the same time that I created my channel, so that's kind of why there was so much ATS featured on it to begin with. But you can tell by my name, Axel Deep. My focus was going to be the SnowRunner type games, MudRunner. I probably won't play MudRunner. Expeditions, a MudRunner game. Roadcraft, and I was going to sprinkle in American Truck Simulator along with other simulating games. So right now we're playing Pacific Drive, so we have a lot of things going on the channel, but so this will probably be my last ATS video until Louisiana comes out. And shortly after Louisiana comes out, we are going to get the Christmas event, so we'll be hauling packages for that. So there's going to be a lot of ATS coming up on the channel in the coming weeks. But I thought I would make this video. I had a couple requests from my good friend Rebel by Choice. If you haven't checked out his videos, go ahead and go over and check him out. He does roadcraft and SnowRunner videos. And Rebel was one of the first people to really give me a chance. Rebel, I had watched one of his videos and liked it. Then he'd come over and he watched so many of my videos, commenting on all of them, and really helped drive a lot of traffic to the channel. So if Rebel is asking for an ATS video, I'm surely going to make it for him because he's done quite a bit for my channel, just being supportive and active in the comments section, so I appreciate everything he does. So if you like my content, head on over to Rebel by Choice and check out his content as well. He makes videos every day, usually one each of roadcraft and SnowRunner. So I know when ATS releases on consoles, or ETS. I do remember him saying he might actually play some Euro Truck Simulator because so many people play American Truck Simulator. I have a feeling he'll probably play both, but yeah, he'll be jumping onto this game then. So Rebel, I dedicate this video to you. Ontario, Oregon to Grand Junction, Colorado. I wanted to play SnowRunner tonight. I think I have 4 contracts left on the Dawn map, and then that's over. So I'm excited to be done. I've liked that map, but I'm ready to move on. And I think my next personal map I'll play by myself probably be Washington. I think I want to start on the newest map. I might do a video here or there on it, but I think I'm just going to continue my Amore series. Might take just a little break here, but it won't be for too long, and we'll get back into Amore and get that wrapped up. I think I got to be close to 20% done with that. I was torn between going to Grand Junction, Colorado, or going over to Las Vegas, Nevada, but there wasn't a whole lot of time on the Las Vegas job, so I was like, I'll take this one. I have much more time. Here we're getting tired, so we're gonna have to find a place to rest here soon. Keep an eye out here. Just stop at the next place we see. Let's see. We still have 561 miles to go, so we got a little chunk done there, didn't we? I think it was 650 when we started, so yeah, by the time we stopped, we might have knocked out 100 miles of our trip. After this trip, we'll be putting the 389 away. I'll be getting a different truck out. I haven't decided if I want to finish the mileage on my Freightliner. I really like to get that up to 40,000 miles. We're sitting at 42,000 on this one now. So I'd like to get that up to 40,000, and then I don't know if we'll go back to the 49X, or maybe I've been thinking about getting a modded truck out of the Steam. Oh, we need to get off here, don't we? I've been thinking about getting a modded truck off the Steam Workshop. So we might do that. Let's see. I'm very indecisive up until the point in which I do something, so. Alright, let's pull right up in here. This is nice, easy access for us, isn't it? Just pull right in here. No trucks, just us. Okay, let's shut this off. Get some rest, and we will see you in the morning. Good morning. It is rainy here in Idaho this morning. It's 1:24 a.m., so we're going to be driving in the dark here for a few hours. I'm thinking the sun will start coming up around 5 a.m. Oops. Let's get these windshield wipers on. Sets the mood. I always like their seasonal trailers. Most of the time, there was one year I didn't care for the Christmas one. There's one year I didn't care for it, but most of the time, yeah, they're great. Alright, let's merge on over here. we coming up to? We're going to be just north of Twin Falls. I don't think we'll actually drive through town. I think we stay on the north side of it. Thankfully, because when you drive through Twin Falls, it takes you a while to get through it. There's a lot of stop signs and quite a bit of detail in Twin Falls. I did have a garage there. I think I sold it, but I did have a garage there at one point. Just a nice gentle rain, no downpour or anything. You can get some pretty good storms in here in this game. I think maybe in some of my past videos you may be able to see some lightning storms. I don't think wind is ever a factor, but I could see them adding it in the future. So ATS news, of course we have Louisiana coming up soon. We have Illinois announced, we have South Dakota announced, we have, what else? They just announced British Columbia. Yeah, we are going to Canada. Like, I didn't think we would go to Canada until, you know, the United States was done, but it's not their plan. We are going to be going up into Canada, which I'm excited about. There are a couple mods out there for Canadian maps. The first one that comes to mind is Pro Mods Canada, and I've always heard really good things about that. And I've downloaded it before, and I may have even gotten up there, but then the game updated, and I had to wait for them to update the mod, and so I just never really got back up there. But I mean, I know it's a high quality map for map add-on, because I mean, you can drive from the United States up to Canada with that mod. Most of the map mods here in ATS just connect to the main game, so as long as everything's updated by the mod creator and in the game, you can use all those maps together usually. We still don't have a console release, but you know, I'd seen a Facebook post, I think it was on Facebook, where they had listed out editions of American Truck Simulator you could buy on console. They didn't give the prices, but they were bundled together, so you'd buy the base game and you'd get California. Like, the very first edition was California, Nevada, I think. I want to say there was like the 3 base states and maybe like 4 DLC. They had 3 different editions. Like, I'm guessing that the most expensive edition would probably be around $100. I don't know for sure. Like, who knows really what they're gonna post it at? But I know, like, you can get steep, hefty discounts on PC, where you can get everything at a fraction of the cost, except for the newest DLCs, obviously. So I don't know if they're gonna look at the DLCs as like try to get full price out of them when the game first releases on console. I almost expect they will, but if you bundle it, you might be able to, you know, save 20-30% is my guess. Like I said, I do not know. Okay, we need to go straight. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. Where's our scale? Here it is. But I'm sure they'll have an affordable option. And I mean, if you get, you know, the base game on PC comes with, I think, 3 states: California, Nevada, and Arizona. So I would think, you know, that's $20 full price. Surely they're not going to pay, you know, they're not going to charge more than $20 for that. But if they throw in some DLC states, you know, I could see it being $40 to $60 for the first edition, depending on, you know, if the only way you can buy it is with the base game basically and some DLCs, which, I mean, you won't be disappointed in that, because you're going to get a lot of content, a lot of states. And I mean, honestly, when I first got ATS and I started playing it, I only had I think I only had the base game, and it's not long before you're like, okay, I want all the states. And on Steam, if you wait till they have a sale, you'll save a boatload of money on it. I'm sure console will be somewhat similar. We'll just have to see. Anyway, so I was looking for that post today because I wanted to bring it up. I wanted to tell you guys the specifics of it. Couldn't find it anywhere, so I don't know if they took it down or what. And another thing I noticed was on what would be the most expensive edition of the game, they still didn't have all the DLCs. I think it was missing Iowa and Missouri and maybe Nebraska, like the last 3 states that were released. So it's going to be interesting. I'm interested to see what the pricing will be for console players, and I just hope, you know, it's affordable, but I hope they still make money. I really hope they don't try to charge full price for every single DLC since release, because it's just a little bit unfair. But then again, I mean, they did have to repurpose everything for console. I'm sure that was a lot of work, so maybe they will charge full price, which state DLCs are around, I would say, $8 to $18. The only one that's 18 is Texas. I mean, usually they're right around the 9 to, we'll just say they're usually around $10 to $11 for a DLC, for a state DLC. So it'll be curious to see what they do. You know, and with Saber releasing Road Kings maybe around the same time, you know, that might really help the pricing for ATS, where they'll be like, hey, you know what, maybe we should lower the price on this because we have some competition. Let's have a look here. We have 421 miles to go. It's 3:30, so we got about an hour and a half, I would guess, before the sun starts to come up. Let's take a look at the map. We're just getting ready to cross into Utah. I really like Utah. Utah is one of my favorite states in real life, and I like driving there in ATS also. We went to vacation in Utah once, and I brought a laptop, and I did a load or two while we were in Utah in the game, because I had just driven that area, right? So I was like, I want to compare. So that was pretty neat. Today I did hit 60 subscribers. I don't know who the 60th was. They're not on public, but thank you, whoever you were. There. Got about 41 miles to go till we get to Ogden. I don't know that we're going to Salt Lake City. I think we might bypass that. I don't remember. This drive should be pretty much all interstate. So we'll only have to stop if we need fuel, or I would guess way station, but we should be able to just cruise right through here. See, they're hitting us with our second way station already. I saw some blue lights out there. Oh, it's just a building. Alright, we better slow down. There's a moon. See that over there? It looks nice. See the moon behind the moon? Okay. We are good to go. Truck's in good shape. One thing I noticed, and I may have mentioned before, I don't quite remember, but when you travel to Brackenridge, and it was like this in the Christmas event also, when you go through that portal, it refuels your truck, it fixes your truck, and it resets your sleep. So when we were doing those things, we didn't have to worry about it too much. I think this guy's going to let us over. Alright, buddy. I think we don't want to go to Cheyenne, I don't think. We don't want to go to to Cheyenne. There we go. Cheyenne's a little north of where we're heading. Well, north and, you know, much further east. But... sun's coming up back behind us back there. $5 o'clock. 5:01. Alright, looks like we are going to be in Salt Lake at least for a little bit. Look at my GPS actually. Either we just keep going straight, I think. Cheyenne's a little too far north for us. We need to go. I think we're going to get on Interstate 90 maybe. Try to look around a little bit. Okay, that's enough of that. Alright, so I don't think it'll be too awful far, and we should be getting off and start heading east. We might be heading towards Provo. Is that right? Let's just look. Let's take a moment to look at the map. Yeah, we're gonna go through Provo, then through Price. Yep, and then I think that's, oh, it's 70, not 90. Yeah, 90 would be north of 80. 70. We'll begin on 70 to get to Grand Junction. So shouldn't be too much longer. I risk my life every time I do that, and those of and the lives of those around me. Things can go wrong in a hurry at 65 miles an hour if you're not paying attention to the road. Here, let's switch lanes because I think we'll probably be getting off here soon. Other updates that we have as far as games go. Expeditions, a Mudrunner game, that is ending support. Not support. It's ending all new content. There will be no more new content. We're going to get Season 4, which I'm excited for. I know it's got some new features, right? We're getting a tow rope. There's some barge mechanic. I feel like there was something else too. I think it's a new biome. For this, maybe a little bit, but that's going to be the last update. You know, I was really hoping for some more licensed DLC, but I don't think we're going to get them. Well, I know we're not going to get them because they said that, but yeah, so that's bittersweet. The one positive is it's one less game to get behind in, right? Like, it's over. You can't see that light from the seat, so we'll sit out here. So that sucks, but I would say the game is still worth playing. Like, it's not an expensive game anyway, and if you get it on sale, you can get the DLC for, you know, the price of the base game. And there's a lot of content there. Mostly all I've focused on is just the expeditions, but there's so many side missions and stuff in the game that it's got so much content you'd be busy for a long time, and it has very unique situations and jobs to snow runner or roadcraft. So sad to see it go, but you know, it is what it is. At least I won't be feel like I'm getting further and further behind in a game. I'm definitely still going to play it, and I would still recommend it to anybody who really enjoys scouting. There's no roads in Expedition, really. You got to find your own path. It takes a lot of planning. You have to plan your expedition out for success. So it's pretty fun. Totally different experience than the other games. It's too bad it got such a negative reception from the community, you know. It was the first release after SnowRunner years later, and when the reveal trailer was playing, everyone's just like, oh man, they're thinking SnowRunner 2, SnowRunner 2, and then it's Expeditions. And I think even then people weren't disappointed till they played it. The controls were different and everything was just so different. It wasn't a cargo hauling simulator game. You don't haul much cargo. It's more about exploring and adventure. But it's really fun. I'd really recommend people still play it. Which brings me to Roadcraft. We have a DLC coming out in Roadcraft for trucks. It comes with the rebuild edition, so you don't have to buy it if you already have that. Haven't heard anything about new maps yet. After Expeditions, I would like to make a point about Roadcraft. When Expeditions released, even before it released, they sold it with a season pass, a 4-part season pass. You'll notice with Roadcraft, they did not do that. It was just a rebuild edition, right? And we didn't even know what that was going to be. We knew it was going to be 2 maps. We don't know if it includes anything after that, but they only for sure committed to 2 maps and a certain number of vehicles, and we have those, and there's a few more coming. But if the game doesn't see its numbers rise, which are pretty low on Steam and I'm sure other platforms, if it doesn't see its numbers rise, I mean, they're not going to be motivated at all to release more content for that game, and it will suffer the same fate as Expeditions, although it might be worse because at least Expeditions was guaranteed for 4 DLCs, map expansions. So Roadcraft isn't guaranteed that, so they can shut that down at any moment. They have so many irons in the fire. They have Road Kings coming up, right? Which is their take on this kind of. And they also have a game called Docked that's coming out. I did a demo for that game. There's a video you can find if you go look through my channel. But I did the demo for that. It's okay. Like, it's not for me. I don't know any SnowRunner players who were asking for that. Like, I want to know what it's like to work at the dock. It's a cool concept, but it's like, man, nobody really asked for this. I can't imagine there's that many people who want that, but maybe. So we have that, and I think there's a bus simulator too they have, and I think there's a demo for that. I just haven't played it yet, so I might have to try that out here in the future. It makes me wonder if they're all just little demos, basically, where they're throwing things out there, seeing what sticks, and whatever people like out of each game is going to be combined into the next edition of SnowRunner or MudRunner, whatever we get, Sand Runner, Jungle Runner, whatever, right? Who knows? But are they going to make us weigh in again? Let's see. Nope, we're good to go this time. So yeah, I don't know. It's strange, but hopefully things pick up for Roadcraft. I know they're having a demo for Roadcraft to come out, so people will be able to play it, try it out. I like Roadcraft, but it's not like SnowRunner, where it's not even like Expeditions. Like, I think about Expeditions, like, man, I want to play Expeditions. I want to play SnowRunner. I'm not sure I have the feeling where I'm like, I want to play Roadcraft. Like, I like Roadcraft. I like Roadcraft when I'm playing it, but I don't get the urge to be like, ooh, let's go build some roads. Like, I like it. Please don't get me wrong, but SnowRunner and even Expeditions had more of, a desire when I'm not playing it to, think about it. Can't wait to play this, different ideas. I don't know. We'll see. And I have to ask myself, I'm like, is it because there's no licensed trucks? Like, I sure wouldn't think so, but there is something about getting in something that's familiar. A truck that you enjoy, like brands you enjoy. There's something about that. There's a connection that we as fans make. We're like, oh, I can't wait to drive that truck or whatever. And I don't know. The generic trucks just don't have quite that same feeling. I am on Sandswept. It's my last map I need to finish before I go to Colonel. So I may try to push through Sandswept. Maybe I'll make a video. I'm not sure. But yeah. And then I need to do the 2 DLC maps, but SnowRunner just had an update, right? Some scouts got buffed. Some scouts got some new options. They're better. I know the 1500 and the Scout 800, and I think the Con. I know there's more. They also buffed the Cat. I think the Cat has some options on it now, so pretty good update to SnowRunner for some of those vehicles that really needed to be updated. And then there was a paid DLC that came out with that. 2 trucks that I heard are pretty strong, pretty good trucks. So I don't have them yet, but I'll probably get them soon. I have all these DLC trucks. I've paid for them, and I don't know why, but I feel like I must punish myself and try to just use the trucks that were available at the time a map was released. I try not to venture out too far, but then I'll be so far in and find out, oh, this trailer came with the DLC, so I shouldn't actually be using it. But it doesn't matter, it's a game, right? You just play it the way you want. But you know, when I'm going through a more and stuff, I try to use vehicles that were available and only available during that time. That's what I try to do. It's not perfect, but it's what I try to do, so I can relate to the people who did it, 4 years ago. See how far we have to go here. 126 miles. We're getting close. And we'll keep the bottom one up for now. How's that? Dang it. There we go. We'll keep that up. It looks like we're going to be there by around 9 o'clock. But it sure is a real good time to be a simulation fan of simulation games, because there's a lot out there. I play a few other games. One I haven't touched for a while is, I think it's North Atlantic fishing. You get boats, and well, I started out lobster fishing, but ended up buying a crab boat. I love Deadliest Catch. I'm a big fan of crab fishing, and hired a crew. My steering wheel actually works with that game, and so it's pretty fun to go out there and be the captain and decide where you're going to put your pots. The ocean is huge. There's fast travel, but you can drive everywhere yourself. You don't have to, so it's really pretty neat. They have a newer version of the game out that actually has multiplayer, which would be really cool, but it's just lacking a lot of features. And I don't play the other one enough to justify getting it, but I probably will get it here within the next year or so. So in the future sometime you might see that. Fun little, just something different that's fun, especially if you like that kind of thing. I mean, I probably don't have much time on it at all. I've probably played it only a handful of times, but when I do, I have fun. But you can do like long lining and all kinds of things in it, so. Get all kinds of fish, commercial fishing. The new game has like cargo transports, where you have a cargo ship and you just take cargo, you just move it yourself. I don't know. I think it's gonna have like more. Well, it has more weather. I think the weather will affect you a little bit more. That's exciting. Farming Simulator 25 just had a fishing update. I haven't played it, but they have a new map, boats. You can fish from the bank. You can do fish farms. I don't really know how any of it works, but they have it, so that's kind of cool. I really like to have a little bit of time to get into Farming Simulator, but I just haven't found the time to play it. Farming Simulator is actually responsible for getting me into simulation games. Around December of 2019. I think Farming Simulator, I think it was 17 maybe, was free on Game Pass on Xbox, so I downloaded it, and I was like, man, this is really cool. So I'm like, I want to buy Farming Simulator, like the new one. It was newer at the time, Farming Simulator 19, and that was such a change from what I'd been doing. I played a lot of shooters before that, and so I hung up my guns and became a farmer, and I was still playing on Xbox. Farming Simulator is a huge reason why I have a PC, because I wanted to play PC map mods, and because they're just a whole different level, right? A lot of the Giants, that's who makes Farming Simulator, a lot of the Giants maps are European, which is okay, but I wanted some, I'm from Iowa, I want some big North American farms, right? And you can get that with mods, and you can get more US branded things. Like John Deere makes Europe versions of tractors, and they make United States versions of tractors. So there was just the modding. We are in Colorado. Welcome to Colorado, first time on the channel, I believe. Anyway, yes, Farming Simulator, the modding community. Mods are essential in that game. Essential to having fun at Farming Simulator. So yeah, maybe sometime in the future do a short Farming Simulator series, but that won't be anytime soon. We have a lot on our plate as it is. Yes, we passed another way station. We need to finish Pacific Drive. We're gonna have a whole lot of ATS coming up. Need to progress through Snow Runner. A lot of games, not enough time to play them. So Farming Simulator 19. My favorite map was Hazard County. That was my favorite map. The map author's name was Nitro Dad, and he came back for FS22, created a really nice map, and then someone leaked it, away from his download page. People would just steal stuff and then release it as their own, and it's pathetic, but they do it, and it made him mad he never came back, which is sad because I really enjoyed his maps. He did a great job. He definitely put a different twist on things than anybody else. He was my favorite map maker. But yes, his first map was Hazard County in Farming Simulator 19, and that was so much fun. Like, I still would almost rather play that than Farming Simulator 25. They each have their own great things, but just that map alone, I'm like, man, I'd really like to play that. I've never played any other map as much as I did that one. I didn't get into 22 as much as I did 19. Like, I played, and it was alright, but I just had troubles finding a map that I really could connect with. That I was like, oh yeah, I love this. But yeah, I don't know. I got a couple I have my eye on for Farming Simulator 25, so maybe someday. My brother and my oldest son and I used to do. We used to all play Farming Simulator together. We don't play hardly at all anything anymore, but we used to play it together, and we each have our own farms, and it wasn't really a competition, but I mean, it kind of was. But we'd help each other out, and you have neighbors, so you'd be out working in your fields, and then you see them out working in the fields. It was just fun vibe. But yeah, maybe that's what happened. We just didn't really play together anymore. Changed the feel of the game. Sometimes it's not what you're playing, it's who you're playing with. Well, we've made it to Grand Junction. Yeah, you can see that our delivery points are right up here. Is this our turn? I think we are supposed to turn right here. Kind of confusing. I've actually been to Grand Junction once, just up the road here. My family and I stopped and ate at Applebee's in 2020. On our way to Utah for vacation, we went to Moab, to around Arches National Park, and then we went down by what is it? Zion National Park. It was a really fun time, but COVID times. Right. Let's deliver this back here for these guys. Got a Probably going to be a tricky back-end job. Let's see how we do. Expected more than one trailer design for this event. If there was more than one, I didn't get to see them. Wow, I think there's a lot of stuff back here. There is a lot going on back here. Okay. So I think we need to back in here somewhere. Just have to try to turn around right here. Alright. Let's try to hug this pretty tight. They got a lot of crap out in this yard. Make it past those pallets. That was a tight one, wasn't it? Yeah, you can see right there out that little window. We had a little bit of room to spare, but not much. There we go. Let's go ahead and deliver this. Drop this trailer. How much should we make? I think this was like a $50,000 job or something. 644 miles. Took us an hour and 6 minutes of real time to do it. 88 gallons. Part of that time was actually me customizing my truck, so I don't think it took us quite an hour and 6 minutes, but we made $65,000. That's a pretty good day. You're an American Truck Simulator. You can see I already had that done. So, well, obviously, because I had the horns and all the rewards, but yeah. So that's going to do it for this episode. Hope everybody enjoyed it. That's the final haul we're going to have for Hauloween. If you enjoyed the episode, please hit that like button. And if you haven't already, consider hitting the subscribe button. Help the channel reach more people and grow. Sure would be appreciated. And if you want to take it a step further, you can hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you on the next one.